Hi, my name is Sherman Smoot. I fly a unlimited aircraft called Czech Mate, highly modified Yak 11. Rob is down here interviewing me at our winery here in Templeton, California. If you could see around here, we do have sort of an aviation motif. This is our little tasting room. We sell five different kinds of wine. One of them is Which Fighter Pilot Red, which is our #1 seller. It puts lead in your pencil, gentlemen, right here. We make 5 wines. We make a Barbera, an Estate Sangiovese, a State Reserva, and a Tempranillo. Those are our 5 wines. We make them every year. We've been doing it for 10 years now. This is my wife, Lori. She's the one that says I'm nuts. And Sadie, there's Sadie. I was actually raised in the Paso Robles Airport here. My dad had a business. He founded Aero Pipeline Patrol in California. I had my first airplane lesson here at Paso Robles at age 13. From there, I went off to college, finished up my flying. I was a flight instructor. I taught Army, Navy, Air Force, ROTC students. I originally had plans to be a veterinarian, but after spending many nights in the lab, I decided that flying was much easier. When I got out of college, I signed up for the Navy, flew Phantoms out of Miramar, have about 160 carrier landings, flew aboard the USS Ranger, got over to Vietnam right at the very close of the war. Saw just a little bit of action, not much, but just enough to really get your attention. I got a job with the airlines and flew with Continental Airlines for 28 years, retired early in 2005. I had already started a small winery here in Templeton, and the business was starting to take off. And in between, I started flying warbirds due to a guy named William P. Clark who had a P-47, and he designated me as the pilot. Never flown warbirds before. The Sanders helped check me out. I went over to Tiger, or they did the ground school for me, and went over to Tiger's place. He was part owner. That's how my warbird career started. My race career started in about 1991 in an AT-6 called Bad Company. We took that airplane from the silver all the way to gold. We won the national championship in 1996 in the AT-6 class. John and Marshall Moore, who owned the T-6 that I raced, decided it was time to move up to the big boy class, also big money class. That means the money you spend, not the money you win. They bought a Yak 11. Bobby Yancey used to race it as Perestroika. He passed away due to cancer. He was a real gentleman. And we took it over to Shafter, to Warbird headquarters over there, race headquarters for all of California, basically. And Tiger and L.D. Hughes, who's a fabulous crew chief and a fabulous mechanic, they worked on this Yak and took it from the 425 mile-an-hour range. It's doing over 455 now. Every year we go faster. To everybody's amazement, that airplane just continues to get better every year. 2 things. We're gonna redesign the cowl. That's one of the issues, and the intake. We're gonna try to make it integral into the cowl, so we can seal up the wing roots. And then I've got 2 big S2 oil coolers behind my seat. The S2 oil coolers will be removed. We're going to put a boil-off system in there. So then we'll be able to seal up the fuselage. We had a gear door problem. The landing gear was flexing at high speeds, and the leading edge of the gear doors was coming open. And the only way we found this is some amateur photographer came up to us and said, "You guys, I want to see some pictures." And he showed us some pictures. I think it was on the Valley of Speed. And he showed us pictures of the airplane. And the leading edge of the gear doors were open about 1.5 inches and creating a tremendous amount of drag. We did a Sea Fury style landing gear system where we put up locks on the leading edge of the gear doors. That cured our problem. The airplane instantly went another 10 to 15 miles an hour. We have way too much frontal area in that airplane. I come down the chute with all these P-51s, and I just hit the wall, and they just start to walk away.
Again, on our pole position, race number 4, Dan Martin and Dago Red. Our second place airplane, the orange and red.
It's because we have, if you look at the Sea Furies, they may have 1 inch to 1.5 inch opening between the spinner and the cowl. Well, we've got almost 6 inches opening. Way too much air going in there. We're pressurizing that cowl. I don't know, we think it's probably pressurized to 4 or 5 PSI, and all you really need in there is no more than half a PSI. And so we're going to pinch that whole area down. We hope that we get another 15 miles an hour or more off that cowl, and now we're up there around 470, 475. Now we're in the hunt. Now we're going to be a contender. Now we can run them, make them run hard, because they don't want that little old yak, you know, that's a third of the price of those big old high-dollar airplanes passing them, you know. I just sit back there and wait for those high-strung suckers to blow up. A pass is a pass in this business, you know. I personally think we can whip Dreadnought now, and that was our closest competition. And this year we wanted to prove it, but they had motor problems. So I guess that makes us faster than them, because we finished the race. Our dream is always to take 2,800 cubic inches and have it pass 4,360 cubic inches. And we're close, and I think we can do it now. In order to go to Reno every year, you just have to love, A, to fly, B, you got to love the sport. As I said earlier, there's no real money in it. I mean, I don't think there's a team up there in the unlimited gold that walks away with a profit. You know, it's really guys putting their dollars on the line to have a good show for everybody and have some fun. That's really what it is. I'm honored to be among a group of aviators that go around pylons at 100 to 200 feet at 450 plus miles an hour. But let's face it, it truly is the fastest motorsport in the world. A great group of guys. You know, we live in a three-dimensional world down there at 150 feet, going 450 plus miles an hour. And you talk about a thrill, there's no greater thrill than that. Well, race fans, for you guys, thanks for coming. We love you. Unfortunately, I can't hear you cheering, but I know you do for that little airplane go around. And I always try to fly as safe and as fast as I can. And every year we're going faster. Thanks for your support, guys. We'll see you racing next year and in the future.